Alright, I'm going to do a quick video here on basing. I just finished making my Space Marine captain for my Emperor's Canaries army in the last video. So in this one I took him off of his small base and I'm putting him on a medium base and adding a good amount of stuff to it. So I'm going to go over some of that stuff quickly. Okay, so this is my Space Marine captain. And here's the base I'm working on right now. So far, all I've done is I've taken a medium base. But there's a thin coat of graveyard earth painted on it right now. Gonna have to do a second coat still. And then I've actually taken some Guardians bits and I've sliced them in half. And I've glued them on there, so it kind of looks like this Guardian smashed into the ground. It's really quite easy to do. Just I didn't put the second half on the torso, so I didn't have to cut very much off of that. Just a little bit off the arms and half of the head cut off. I'm painting it like Beal Tan, so as soon as the wash dries on that, I'm just going to go over it with white one more time. After that's done, my plan for this one is I'm going to have this crash-landed weapons platform and my captain standing on top of it. And if you look over here, I've torn the edge of this all up. Ripped off one of the engines and tore the edge all up with some side cutters. And I'm going to paint that to look like glowing red hot and white metal, like it was just ripped apart from his plasma pistol shot. So it's kind of like he shot it down, crashed on top of one of the Guardians, and he just climbed down there to shoot down something else. So right now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put this is kind of the poor man's guide to doing some basic converting for some basing. I'm going to put some super glue on here, just in some random spots. Just kind of put a glob on there, let it roll around. So once you put a few little random spots there, alright, so once you've got some of that on there, kind of let it roll around a little bit. Okay. Alright, so I've spread around. I've just taken like an old wrapper from a cough drop to kind of spread the glue around a little bit. I don't have Elmer's glue with me right now, so I'm using super glue. And I'm too poor for some basing materials right now, like some static grass or flock and some of the small rocks and stuff. So what I'm using is some good old black ground pepper and some iodized kitchen salt. And I found that this actually makes pretty good basing material. Kind of just gives it a little bit of texture to the base. So now that the glue's on there, I'm just going to shake some pepper on it. That's going to be my dirt. Tap it around. And for the salt, you're going to want to pour some in your hand and then sprinkle it on there. Okay. Alright, so for the salt, just going to drop it all on there. It gets kind of messy, so it would be wise to do it over like a paper plate or something so it's easy to clean up. Then just simply tap that off also. Now what that does is it actually creates two different size textured surfaces on there that I'm going to then paint and dry brush over, like some dirt and sand and that kind of stuff. Okay, so here's this paint and dry brush. I just kind of did a gray and then a white over the rocky part to kind of make it look like gravel coming out of the mud. And I just got done clear coating that so that the pieces won't come off of it. The gravel, salt and pepper stuff won't rub off as easily. I'm going to go ahead and put on the next piece. Alright, so after much work, I'm finished with the base here. I'm just going to glue the guy on when this clear coat finishes drying. As you can see, I painted this up a little bit more and highlighted the edges. You can see the guy underneath there being crushed. And on this side, if I can get it in the light, you can see it's kind of went for a sort of molten metal kind of look for all the spots that got ripped apart by the plasma pistol shot. It's kind of hard to see in this daylight. I also did some kind of like glow effect onto the gun next to it, and I don't know, I think it turned out really well. I don't know if you can see that well. So I'll go ahead and glue the guy on there. Okay, here is the finished product. My Space Marine captain or commander on a base. I think it turned out really well. I'll try to get some pictures on here because I can probably get a little bit better resolution and better color with those than I can with this video camera. But yeah, there he is.